thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm hopefully going to make your life a little bit easier when it comes to shopping for cruelty-free makeup. I feel like makeup shopping in general is just so overwhelming sometimes. So when you go cruelty-free or you're interested in buying cruelty-free and you throw that into the mix, it can just be a little too much. So I have come across a few things in my experience that have made it a lot easier for me and make the shopping experience lots of fun. So I wanted to share them, and if you are interested in learning what they are, then just keep watching and we'll get right into it. Okay, so first off, cruelty-free obviously means a brand that does not test on animals. Unfortunately, this is not always so black and white. There are a couple things that can make this a little confusing and make it hard to decide what brands to shop for when you do want to go cruelty-free. So really quickly, I just want to go over what these are. So the first thing that I think it's a little wonky is when brands claim that they are cruelty-free. However, you'll see on their website, usually somewhere in fine print, they're cruelty-free except where required by law. So this means that they're probably cruelty-free in the States. However, they do sell their products in other places where the law requires that they test in animals. I think the biggest example of this is in China. However, I know that there are many other places in the world where they do, unfortunately, have laws where you have to test your products. So hopefully that makes sense. If a brand might be cruelty-free in the United States, but if they knowingly sell their products in places like China, where it is required by law to test on animals, then technically they are not cruelty-free, and that is not a brand that I personally would want to support. I really do feel that until companies like this take a stand and pull out of places like that, then no real change is going to be made. So that is just my personal opinion on companies like MAC and companies that are cruelty-free except where required by law. Okay, so second thing you might want to know when determining what brands you're going to buy from is that brands are owned by other brands. So to put it more simply, you have your baby companies and then you have your parent companies. So many times a brand will be amazing and cruelty-free, but they are owned by a company that tests on animals. So one example of this is one of my all-time favorite brands, and that is NYX. So NYX, I love them. They're an awesome brand. And they're cruelty-free, but they're owned by L'Oreal, who, like I mentioned before, they do sell their products in China, so they are not technically a cruelty-free brand. Now, many people might say, okay, well, they're not technically cruelty-free then, you're just giving your money to the parent company in the end, and you wouldn't want to do that, you wouldn't want to purchase from them, which I totally understand, but I've come to the decision, and I've heard this from a lot of other people as well, that when you're spending your money, you're casting a vote. And I just want to say I didn't come up with that terminology. I've heard a few other people say it. I just happen to agree that your hard-earned money is a vote towards a brand that you love and a brand that you love what they stand for. So when I spend my money on NYX, I am voting for a brand that's cruelty-free. If we all just stopped buying all of L'Oreal's baby companies, if you will, they would have really no way of knowing why people stopped buying those products. So if everyone goes out and buys NYX, that is a sure sign to tell L'Oreal, hey, people are purchasing from the cruelty-free company because they want cruelty-free products. So hopefully that clarifies that a little bit. Now that I covered that, I just want to get to the fun part, which is makeup shopping. So I do my makeup shopping usually at Target or Ulta. And what really helped me in the beginning was going in knowing the brands to stay away from and the brands that I loved. So in the very beginning, I would have in my mind a list of brands that I knew were not cruelty-free. So obviously I had to do a little research beforehand, but I would go into Target and I would know the brands to stay away from. So this is Revlon, Maybelline, L'Oreal. Up until very recently it was CoverGirl, and now I believe they just went cruelty free, which is awesome, and I'm super excited about that because now if that's true, I can go out and buy CoverGirl, and it's been a while since I've been able to do that. But anyway, I digress. Almay, Rimmel London. Yeah, so those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. So I just kind of trained myself, which is pretty easy to do, to just not even look at those brands. And then I had my favorites, and this was definitely, or still is, NYX, e.l.f., Wet n Wild. I guess those are the ones I gravitate towards at Target. I'm trying to think of anything else. Physicians Formula is cool sometimes. What else? Okay, those are the only ones I can think of now. So those are the ones I would go straight towards, and the other ones I would just not even pay any mind to. And that kind of made it easy as a starting point to do my shopping. The same thing would go for Ulta. So when I go shopping in Ulta, I don't even look at Clinique or Benefit. I think they sell NARS now. I don't even look. And then I go straight for my favorites, which are Tarte, Anastasia, Beverly Hills, Urban Decay, Too Faced. Those are my favorites. I can't think of any else. Becca. So same thing. I have the ones that I know are not cruelty free, don't even look at them, and then I have my favorites that I know I always buy from and that I can trust, and I go straight for those. Okay, so even when you have your brands that you know to stay away from and your brands that you love, there are going to be instances where you are still unsure about a brand or a product, and this is where your phone really comes in handy. I pretty much always pull out my iPhone when I'm shopping, and it's really helpful if I have a quick question. So the other day I was going to go purchase Vaseline for a makeup look, and I've always bought Vaseline. I always buy my mom the tiny little ones, and I never had really thought about inquiring if it was cruelty free or not, but it popped in my head, you know what, I'm not positive about this, so I want to check it out. So what I did was I just pulled up Google on my phone and I typed in, is Vaseline cruelty free? And this is what will usually pop up. So right there it says Vaseline is not cruelty free. Some brands that falls under this category is test on animals. Blah, blah, blah. And as you can see there, that's from Cruelty Free Kitty. So that gave me a straight enough answer where I was like, okay, I'm not gonna buy this. Then I went ahead and said, is Target brand cruelty free? And here, pretty quickly, I was able to find Target's Up and Up brand is not cruelty free. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna buy the generic brand. I kind of kept Googling around, and finally I found that CVS brand was cruelty free. We do not test any store brand products on animals or outsource this activity to any third parties. So what I would do at that point is probably go get the Vaseline at CVS. I didn't end up buying it, but if I needed to, I would go get it there probably after doing a little bit of further research just to make sure that this is true. I do want to show you a couple websites that I found pretty recently that have been amazing, and they're super reliable and gonna be really helpful in finding out if a brand is cruelty free or not. So let's talk about them. So the first website that I found is called Cruelty Free Kitty, and it's at crueltyfreekitty.com, and I will show you guys what it looks like. What I think is so incredible and easy here is that you have a search box and you can literally type in anything. So if I'm at Target or something and there's a brand that I'm not sure about, I can just type it in here. So if I'm not sure about Revlon, I can type in Revlon, and I will, this will come up, Revlon is not cruelty free. Easy peasy pumpkin squeezy. And then I think, wait, let me see here. Type brand here. Ah, no. NYX. NYX is cruelty free. Okay, here it is. And then it will tell you that their parent company is a company that tests on animals, which I think is really good to know as well if you're someone who doesn't want to purchase from a baby company with a testing parent company, you know? So that's that. And this website also has cruelty-free brands A to Z, companies that test on animals, animal testing 101, guide to cruelty-free makeup, guide to cruelty-free skincare, a ton of awesome stuff. I actually signed up for the mailing list, and when I did that, I was able to print out this amazing cruelty-free made simple guide, and basically it's just a whole list of cruelty-free brands, A to Z, which is so cool. There's so many. It's crazy. So this might be helpful if you want to start researching brands that are cruelty free. Okay, so the last website I want to tell you about is logicalharmony.net. And this one I found recently, and I'm so glad I did, because just like Cruelty Free Kitty, it's a really awesome website that literally has everything you could possibly want to know about the brands that are cruelty free and the brands that you want to stay away from. So I'll show you here what it looks like if you haven't been there already. Okay, so here's the website, and just like Cruelty Free Kitty, it kind of has everything you could want. And what I really like is the cruelty free brand list. And yeah, from A to Z. So if you have a question about brands, this is such an easy resource to just pull up on your phone when you're even in the store and find out if the brand you're curious about is cruelty free. So yeah, like again, if I wanted to see if Revlon was cruelty free, I would not find it on here. And again, here, Ren Skincare, it should be noted that they are cruelty free, but their parent company is not. So again, I really like that they give you that information in case you don't want to buy from them. And what I really love about Logical Harmony is that from my understanding, she goes to these brands and asks them herself a list of super extensive questions about the animal testing and is able to get really, really solid, concrete answers. So I feel like this is kind of the go-to website for people in the cruelty-free community because it's so reliable. And thank God for websites like this, because I would be lost without it, and it's such a good resource for us all to know there's someone we can trust out there that is giving us reliable, truthful information. Okay, so this is definitely an app that I think you need in your life if you are shopping for cruelty-free makeup, and it's called Cruelty Cutter. I just downloaded it in the App Store. I went to Target and played around with it a little bit, so I'm going to insert some footage here of me doing that. Honestly, it worked like a charm. I was so blown away at how cool this was. I'm just so glad I found it and I have it now. So basically what you do is you just go around the store as you normally would, and if you're unsure of a product, literally all you do is open this app and scan it in there, and it will tell you if the product is cruelty-free or not. And it also tells you if the parent company is cruelty-free or not. It worked so well. Pretty much every product I picked up, it just easily scanned and it told me the info that I needed to know. So I think there may have been like 1 or 2 products that it couldn't find, but if that were the case, I would just pick up another product from the same brand and it would most likely pull it up at that point. So honestly, life changer. I love this app and I'm so excited to be using it from now on. So that pretty much sums up my thoughts on how to make cruelty-free makeup shopping super easy and fun, and I hope it taught you something and helped you out a little bit with your cruelty-free journey. So before I go, I do want to say I really feel like it can be just so easy to think that, oh, if I buy a product here and there, it's one little thing, it's not really going to make a difference, and that's not the case. As consumers, we have so much power, and this is all about supply and demand. So until we are just solely demanding cruelty-free products, nothing is going to change, and innocent animals will continue to suffer at our expense, and I just don't think any of us in our hearts truly want that to be the case. So that being said, every bit counts, and I appreciate you watching, and I would love to know what your cruelty-free favorites are, and if you have any tips or tricks of your own ways that you go shopping for cruelty-free makeup, please let me know, and I think that'll do it. I'll see you next time. Bye! Cruelty-free, I just spit. I have an itch on my nose. Cruelty-free makeup shopping easy and breezy and beautiful. No girl.